Hey guys, welcome back to the Wait What podcast, where we have those conversations about those things in life that make you go, wait, what? And if you are watching on YouTube, and you've probably already heard, if you're streaming, I have some very, very special guests with me today. I have as I
Very
affectionately call them, my mommy and my daddy. I have my mom, Sharon, my dad, Thomas. I thank you guys for joining me. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people.
Hello to the people.
This is special.
This is special.
Yes.
Thank
This
you
is
for having
special.
us.
Thanks for having us.
I am happy that you guys came. So if you guys wonder where I get my good looks from, look A and B. People say depending on who I'm with, it depends on who I look like.
Okay.
So
So
who-
right now,
No.
Who,
yes.
who do y'all think I look like? Listen, I posted a TikTok some time ago. We'll get into the discussion in a little bit, but I posted a TikTok a little bit ago when we went to Reading Terminal.
Yeah.
The people in the comments think Dad is a zaddy.
Oh,
Oh, what?
A zaddy.
What's that?
They say, "Oh, Daddy look good."
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've been told that from time to time.
From time to
Yeah,
time. So yes, they are hype. They were hyping you up in the comments.
That's all right. You know what?
Good night.
You're going to look like this.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
there you go.
I know.
You're going to be all right.
Okay. So I've been told, you know, sometimes I think I'm a little funny looking, but it's all right.
You're
Just like me.
No, not funny looking. Both of y'all are good looking. Hey, come on now.
But yeah, I wanted to have you guys on because I wanted to get deeper into where I came from. I come from good stock, obviously, and I wanted the people to get to know who you guys were. But I also want the people to know who I am from your perspective as well.
Okay.
So it's all right if we've had that wait what discussion in this episode.
Yes.
All right. So the first question I will ask the both of you is, describe me as a child.
Well, I thought you were a spoiled little boy. Psych.
No, it ain't no psych if that's your truth.
No. You were one of always wanted to be separate. You never wanted to be like your brothers and your sister. You always had to have your own identity. You were funny. You were always quiet. And you were my church boy. I'm sorry. You was
Your
my
little
little
preacher
church.
man.
Yeah, my little preacher man.
Yes.
I remember that little green suit we had for you.
My little green power
Yeah,
suit.
I had a Bible. I said, it's gonna be my preacher boy, right?
I mean, I did turn out to
He
be the
still
preacher
is.
boy.
He still
and
is.
like I said, he grown
still
into
is. He's that same guy.
a preacher man. So,
Yeah.
yes, indeed.
Dad, what was your perspective? Not to cut you off, sorry.
Nope.
You were, to me, the best child in the world. Never had an issue with you until I had to go to school for you that
When I
one
walked
day.
to school.
Yeah, well, that day you walked to school.
So let me tell y'all that story, right? So it was me, Stephanie, Otis, and I forget who else was with us, but it was a couple of us. We all lived in the same neighborhood. We all had the same problems with the bus driver, Miss Ross. That lady probably did, but Miss Ross always gave us like attitude problem. And yeah, we were kids being a little rowdy, but we decided we didn't want to take the bus one day. We just decided to walk to school. So as we're walking up to the school, the principal was standing outside. She was like, "Where are you guys coming from?" Mind you, we got to school on time. That wasn't the issue. It was the fact that we walked. So the principal asked us all like, where were we coming from? And of course, Stephanie and Otis, they lied very well, and I wasn't a good liar at the time.
And that was a long walk.
It was.
It was a long walk, especially for elementary school
Along
kids.
with all the traffic out there, yeah.
Yeah, that was at Harlan Elementary. So, like, when my dad came to the school, of course, I panicked and I broke down a little bit.
You didn't break down a little bit. You went down in a total
'Cause
panic.
I had never been in trouble before.
No.
Yes, true. You've never been in trouble.
Yeah.
You know.
Always been a great kid.
Yeah.
Didn't get in any trouble. Just really cool, sweet guy. Literally.
Little did you know.
Say.
Little did you know.
But I think you looked at your brothers and your sister. Well, Sharon never was really in any trouble. But you look at your
No, she wasn't. She was
and you
excellent.
Like, I'm not going to be like them.
Well,
I'm not going to
Timmy never really got in trouble either.
No. Well, Timmy had like me. He had a mouth. So yeah,
that time I had to hit him in his chest.
And me
because-
too.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
let me tell y'all this
Me too.
story, right? So I will never forget. We were living in Wilmington. It was the house on Market Street. And my mom had Tim hemmed up in the corner. She was wah, wah, wah. And then Timmy had the audacity to duck. And I heard my mom say, "Oh, you want to duck?" I was like, wait a minute. I had never seen my mom go off on any of my brothers like that. It was always more so like my dad was kind of the disciplinarian. He would get them up before the butt crack of dawn, take them to the track and make them do drills. And
yeah, they're Army kids. So
yes, my father was in the Army. Yeah. So let's go back a little bit. Let's give the people a little bit of your backgrounds. Let's start with that. Let's talk about your upbringing a little bit, and even the whole Army of it all, and how it affected your parenting.
I actually grew up in church. Hated it. And I was just talking to somebody about that yesterday. An old friend and I were talking on the phone, and everybody thought that I really liked church and stuff. I grew up to be a preacher and all that stuff the same way, but I actually hated church. I hated just being there. We were there so much, listening at those old people talk and falling asleep. And then I remember even being disciplined by my mother in church. I remember one day, I don't know what I got into, but she took me into the women's bathroom downstairs in the church, took off her high heel shoe and put me on her lap on the toilet and wore me out with that high heel shoe. So it was stuff like that. And I really hated church. And as soon as I could, I got away from the house. It wasn't like I was running from anything. We had a regular upbringing. We weren't rich. We weren't poor. We never thought we were poor. My mom and dad did the best that they could. And then my mom and dad broke up. So it was basically my mother and me and my brother. We were always in the streets. You heard that. You hear that saying. When the lights come on, you be home. I think we were home when the lights came on, but we were out. A lot of times we was out when we were teenagers chasing girls. So.
For y'all listening, he just gave my mom a grin.
So we were out chasing those girls, and we found a church that we really liked, and me and my brother started hanging out there. Can I throw a solid out to the church?
Go ahead.
It was the Mother Church of God in Christ, 2701 Market Street. Come on in and you get a treat.
Listen. This church is called Mother, right? Church of God in Christ is the denomination. The name, it took me until my adulthood to realize the name of that church was Mother.
It was the Mother Church.
But it was the Mother Church of God in Christ. So
I can tell you why it was called the Mother Church.
Okay.
Because it was the first church in the what do you call it, in the denomination in Delaware. So it was the Mother Church. It birthed all the other churches out of it. It was the Mother Church.
Okay.
In fact, it was called, they numbered the churches back then, and it was called number one. So everybody referred to that church as number one.
Okay.
And that's why it was called the Mother Church.
Okay. And then you went into the Army?
I went in the Army 10 days after high school. I had went into the delayed entry program, which was, I took the test in the middle of the school year to go in. These recruiters came to the school, sitting in the cafeteria taking that test. And then when I found out that I passed the test, I went home and I told my mother, I'm going in the Army. And I think she cried then. But yeah, 10 days after high school, I went into, that was the 20th of June, 1978. I went in the Army on, 20th, graduated on the 10th and went in the Army on the 20th. And from there, everything else is history. I had been stalking this woman in high school and stuff. So we've been together a long time.
I want to get into y'all's love story, but before we do, Mom, you want to give the people a little bit of your background, your upbringing, and how did we didn't get to this part of the question with you, but how do you think your upbringing affected your parenting? Do you want to go there first?
I can't really answer that.
Okay.
Because I don't really know my upbringing. Oh, yeah, it gets a little ugly because I got whooped. I got whooped really, really bad.
Mm.
My dad, sometimes he would use the belt. He would use the belt buckle. He would collar me up on by the wall, and he'd punch me in my face. He did that a couple times.
Yikes.
So that's the type of upbringing I had. Even through all of that, I loved my daddy, and you're gonna make me cry.
Sorry. You need a tissue.
No, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Love my daddy, love my mom. I took some whoopings
Yeah.
growing up. I remember plenty of time I going to school, I couldn't sit down because I'd been beat so bad. I had whelps all up and down me, down my back, and that was from my mom and from my dad.
Yeah.
So, with my first couple sons, I was pretty rough on them, and I actually, if I can say everything,
Okay.
I hurt one of them,
Mm.
and I ended up, in a little bit almost in the system.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't. So I learned from that. You learn from experience. Sometimes you go through stuff, and that stuff affects you, and you pass it on to your kids, and you just pray your kids aren't like you were. So I changed. That's when I started taking them to the track and having them push-ups and running around the track and all of that, because I didn't want to hurt them. And I really never wanted to hurt my kids. But that's you live and you learn.
Everything you learn.
And I was brought up pretty rough.
Yeah. I will say I can appreciate. So everybody has like mama's boy, like there are and daddy's girl, but I was a daddy's boy.
Yes, he was.
And the reason why, I think, because a lot of the time, because my dad worked nights, right? And for a little bit there, especially because I was the youngest, I think I actually told y'all this story before, but because I was the youngest, it was just me and my dad. And we built a relationship watching Thundercats and
Thundercats. Oh.
and I can appreciate, even with all that you went through as a child, you didn't allow that to traumatize your children, if that makes sense. Because so many people allow where they've been to dictate where they're going. And you didn't allow that part. There was that incident, but at the same time you had the wherewithal and the desire and the heart to change. So you didn't put us through what you've been through. And I think I can speak for all of us to say thank you for that.
I love you.
I love you too. So mommy.
Hey.
Yes, I still call my mom mommy.
That's right.
And you want to give us a little bit about your backstory?
Well,
and how
my growing up was way different than his growing up.
Yeah.
We were in church, but we weren't in church like that. We didn't grow up in church. We went to church. But our mom gave us the option of, when we got to the age of 16, we had the option to either go to church or we can stay home. I ended up going to church because the church that I ended up going to was the mother church. I enjoyed going there. I enjoyed the choir that sang there. The church I grew up in was called Mother You and Me.
Oh.
I am a Methodist child.
Oh.
Yes.
That explains so
That
much.
explains so much.
I am a Methodist child, and our pastor was the bomb. Her name was Reverend Dutton, Irene Dutton. She's passed now. But she was a good pastor. We learned a lot in church. In my growing up there, we had to sing. It was called the Smith Gospel Singers. They pushed me out to sing. I never wanted to sing, to be truthfully honest with you. I didn't like to sing until I was forced to sing. And then as I got older, I enjoyed singing because it was something I wanted to do. It's a lot of things that, to me, growing up, I was forced to do and I didn't want to do. Right. So, and then there were things that I wanted to do but always said you can't do. So I was kind of stubborn. You can't tell me what I can't do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm still there. I'm still working. I'm still
I get my stubbornness from you because I can be a little stubborn sometimes too.
Yes. I mean, especially if I know I can try. Let me try. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, my childhood was great. It was just my mom, my sister, and my brother. It was only three of us. Um, my dad only came around when my mom felt as though we were getting out of control. So,
I don't think I ever knew
but
that.
huh?
I don't think I ever knew that.
Yeah, my dad always, but it was always my brother and my sister that he was more like hollering at and fussing at. But because the three of us, I had to sit there and listen. So when I remember one incident when my mom called my dad and he came over. I used to live on 9th and Lombard Street, and my mom called my dad and we were sitting on the couch. And he was like, "Oh, y'all want to be grown?" So he had a cigar and a drink, and he made my sister and my brother smoke
And drink it.
and take a sip.
Oh wow.
Not me.
Mm.
I was daddy's baby. I was daddy's baby. Yeah, I was daddy's little girl. So and when I got older, my dad and I had.
I thought we had an excuse for the drinking there, and I'm
No.
like, is that why you drink?
I'm gonna
I
tell
was
you,
gonna say.
my when I got older, me and my dad had gotten to a strong bond.
Yeah.
We were really close.
Yeah.
But growing up, my mom had a party at her house. We was living on Broome Street.
Here we go.
And this is where my drinking came from.
Gotcha.
Okay.
My mother is
I
not an
drank.
alcoholic. Let's
No,
just
she's
put that
not.
out there. She is not an
Thank you. No,
alcoholic.
I am not.
Not
I
most
am
of the
not.
time.
Not at all. I'm not at all. I just like to go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
And when I go out and have a good time, I drink. Yes.
Yes.
But I'm not to the point where I'm like crazy and
Yeah.
out of
But the
control.
party, we're having a party chair.
Yeah, well, my mom had a party, and we had to stay upstairs as kids. We had to stay upstairs. Well, anyway, I got a hold of a bottle of Andre that my mom had out. I drank the whole bottle.
Cold up?
By yourself?
Cold up, yes, by myself. I got sick.
Of course.
My mom made me clean it up, but I got some more.
Well.
Yeah, she said, I cleaned it up.
Yeah.
She said, "That's what you get. Now clean it up." I said, "Okay."
Yeah.
And I just went and got some
How
more.
old were you?
I think I was like 12.
Gotcha.
12 or 13.
Does that explain anything?
So, how do you think your upbringing affected your parenting?
I don't think my upbringing affected my parenting at all.
Okay.
There were some things that, because we had two different upbringings, I'm more swayed towards his upbringing versus my upbringing. As far as you all were concerned, but there were things that I did for us on as far as cleaning and making sure y'all know how to cook, because he's a cook, okay?
Yeah, he can
throw
cook.
down. All right,
Yeah,
y'all?
he can throw down.
He can make sure you know how to take care of yourselves, you know, as far as washing clothes and doing grocery shopping, you know, stuff like that.
I think we went to the supermarket every Sunday after church.
Yes.
And we would always go with you.
Yes.
And we weren't those kids that was like, "Oh, mommy, can I have this? Mommy, can I have this?"
No.
I think we knew better, though.
Right. Y'all did. And
y'all were good kids.
They were very good kids.
Very well disciplined.
Even when I went to like a department store, y'all were never the ones that would run around.
Yeah.
You know, in between, y'all was right beside me. So
we had a blessed group of children, honestly.
We did.
We did.
We really did.
I will say that probably came from the structure we had as well. We knew every Saturday morning we was going to get up and clean. Sundays were for church, and then during the week we were at school. But both of you have mentioned that you pretty much grew up in church. You didn't like being in church. You found your way to liking church. They had us in church heavy.
Yeah.
Is that something going back that you would have done, or would you do it differently about? Because we were always in church.
I wouldn't do it differently.
Okay.
No, I think having you guys in church, I think gave you guys a base of knowing who God is and how, you know, He'll affect you now that you're grown, you know, and not saying that you have to be in church all the time. You know the Lord, you know Him within your heart, you know how it deals with you on a daily basis. So I wouldn't change anything. I'm glad we had y'all in church, so you know what to do and how to do it.
I feel the same way. And now what I teach you all, instead of going to church as much, because church is different than it used to be, I say, but now you're getting to learn what your relationship is with God for yourself. And it's not so much it's not at all being in the building,
Right.
understanding who you are to God, and just living your life. Yeah.
I do want to touch on something that you said too that I wanted to get back into. So my parents have been married for 45 years. It'll be 46 years this year. And they've been together for
50,
55, 56.
So tell the people how y'all met, and you said you stalked her. So
I did.
What happened was
yeah, I saw Sharon in school.
Was this William Penn?
No, this was I graduated from William Penn. I was kind of a lost kid. I ended up going to 3 different high schools.
I only knew about Howard and William Penn. What was the other one?
Wilmington High.
Wilmington High.
And that's where I saw your mother more than anything else was at Wilmington High other than church. And she would always sit by the wall by herself. And I remember going out the back door of school with her sister Kathy and another friend of ours named Mark. And I remember Mark asked me one day, Mark was to me, and he still is, he was kind of no lie, because these modern day prophets and stuff like that, I disagree with all of that stuff, right? I don't get with it. Mark said to me that day, and it's not the first time he did anything like this to me. He said, Thomas, he said, what do you think about Sharon? I said, she all right. She all right. But Mark knew some stuff, right? And I started looking at Sharon differently. I'd just sit there and I'd stare at her, and she didn't know it. And then at Wilmington High, I'm supposed to be in class, and I'm cutting class. I'm walking through the halls looking for what class she's in. The classes had a window about that big, and I go through every door looking in that glass window.
I'm a creep.
Just to I was trying to make sure she was okay.
Okay.
And then later on, I guess it was at that same year, Sharon ran track and stuff like that. So I would start going to track meets after school. I wasn't running or anything. I was sitting in the bleachers watching her. So we would sit there and we'd talk. And I don't know if she was good at track or anything like that. I don't think she was really good. So we started running together. We would lead the track meets, and we'd go to either her house.
No, I would meet you at your house.
You meet me at my house, and then we start running every day after school. We were running. We run all over the city. And I remember one day we stopped in the park. It was Cool Springs Park, and we just sat on the swings, and we started talking, and we developed a good relationship. But the thing is, she didn't like me.
And I'll put it to you this way: I didn't like him because of his family.
Okay.
Because I really didn't know him, but I always watched his sisters and his mom.
You still got to see my sisters later, right?
Well, they know the story. I'm sure they know the story. They sure do. In the beginning there, I didn't like them. I used to call, and they know I told them before, I used to thought they were witches.
Oh.
Okay. So,
about your aunts.
But
your sisters.
as years grown on, I mean, me and Lita, we are like blood sisters. I mean, we're sisters, but we're like blood sisters now, and Mary, we there. She the young one. But, but me and Lita, we tight. So, and, but yeah, it was, I didn't like him at first. I didn't like him, and I was like, so, but as like he said, as time grew and we started running together, we developed a friendship.
And then I went in the Army. Yeah. And, me, 2 women over here, 2 women over here. But I always liked her. When I would write letters when I was in the Army. That's when people wrote letters. I would write her, and, and when her mother passed, which was in 1979, I wrote her a letter. And I had a girlfriend at the time. I was at Fort Stewart, Georgia. I said, well, why don't you come and stay with me? I invited her to come because she was always on my heart. And she said no, she didn't do it. And I was hurt over that. That's the first hurt. And then later on, I came home. I remember coming home on leave, and we were at the bowling alley one night, and I guess I know I was in love with her. And I asked her, I said, well, why don't we get married? She says, no, I'm not ready. My world just cracked. It's like, just fractured my heart. And I ended up going back to Fort Stewart by myself. And and that's pretty much it for me. No.
So,
No.
so let me ask all this, because I've also been, even outside of y'all, right? I had people like the Couches, the Hunters, the Broomers. I've always had like people in sturdy seeming relationships to model what I thought marriage would look like for me growing up. What do you think has sustained you guys for almost 55 years, if not 55 plus years? And don't give me some surface level like, oh God, by the grace of God.
No.
Because I know y'all been through some stuff.
We've been through some stuff, and we've had some battles, we've had some fights, and I don't mean you're arguing, I mean fist fights. So I think it's, to me, and this is just my opinion, I think it was more of because I loved him and because I felt as though we can work things out no matter what. I was never really a talker, and I'm still not. But communication at times, I think, helped us out, as far as him sharing his feelings of how he felt about certain things. Me sharing feelings of how I felt about certain things. A lot of times we were arguing, I would just shut down and not say anything at all. And it was always whatever he said, or how whatever he wanted to do. But I think the communication and the love that we have for each other, to me, I think helped us keep together and in our friendship, our friendship, because we never allowed family to interfere with our marriage. Never. Even though I think some of them tried, but I remember a couple of times when his mom and I was living on Thatcher Street, he took up for me. This is my wife, so he didn't allow his mom's or his sister, to be,
Gotcha.
interfere with our marriage. And we work things out. And, every now and then we still work things out.
I mean, it's a constant work, right?
Yes, constantly. You just can't give up, especially if you say you love that person. So.
And I keep her laughing.
He does. He does.
I get on her nerves.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
She said that adamantly. Yes, he does.
I do it on purpose.
But,
I do it on purpose because it's fun.
And I think if he wouldn't, I would think something was wrong.
I was about to say, it's fun for you. So one thing about my dad, he likes to pick.
He does. Yes, he does.
It's not even just my mom. It's even with us, even growing up, and even now, he likes to pick. But it's his love language, right?
Yeah.
Because if he's quiet, if he's off to himself, something's wrong, and he may not even be upset with an individual, but he's in his head about something that he just doesn't want to talk about. And so if he's not picking, then something's up.
Right. When he's quiet, and because we've been together so long, I can look at him and tell, like, when he's not feeling well, or something's bothering him. So, or even when he's about to have one of his panic attacks. So.
Yeah. So the whole like keeping her laughing thing, Chris and I laugh all the time. And I think that is very vital to any relationship. Like if y'all can't laugh together, then something ain't right.
Right.
Now, granted, everything ain't always hunky-dory fun and jokes and stuff, but you should still find those moments to still laugh. And I think even watching you guys together, even now in my almost 40 years, it's still nice to see. I call my parents corny all the time because when they get dressed up and go out, they make sure they match cha. And I'd be like, y'all so corny for that. But like, you don't really see that too much anymore. And again, like I said, I think I can speak for all of us and say we appreciate that. And we know it's not perfect, especially now as all being adults. Like we know it's not perfect, but you guys still chose to stay. I remember I think Alex, your niece, sent us a text message. This was a little bit ago. This was before she was married and all that stuff. But she did ask, what makes you continue to choose your person? So I will ask you two that. What makes you continue to choose each other? Dad, you go first.
Why you always gotta go first?
You just ended it.
Y'all see what I go through, right? I continue to choose her, and I continue to choose her purposefully. First of all, because I love her. Other than that, there's nobody in this world that would ever treat me and take care of me the way she does. I'm convinced of that. There's nobody as good as she is. No woman on the face of this earth. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on TV. No, but really, nobody could take care of me and do the things for me that she does. That I could feel secure. I can feel secure in going to her and talking about anything. It wasn't always like that.
Right.
But yeah, she looks out for me. I'm gonna say this. This might sound kind of crazy, and I hope it doesn't sound too weird. She looks out for me the way a mother would look out for a child. She does, and she's a nurturer. I'll put it I'll throw that out. And she nurtures me. She gives me what I need to make it day to day. When I'm down, she knows it. She feels when I'm hurt. She knows all that stuff. And that's why I continue to choose her.
Well,
I continue to choose him.
she's like, wait, I don't know how to follow that.
I know, right? Oh my God. But I continue to choose him because he makes me feel safe. And I wouldn't feel safe with anybody else but him. Yes, he keeps me laughing. Yes, he gets on my nerves. But I feel the love from him. And it's not always saying I love you, even though we say I love you every day, almost
all day long.
All day long. Even when we hang up, I love you. Even we, in the mornings, love you. Have a good day. Or he'll holler down the room, Sharon, I love you. And I say, I love you too, baby. He's
First,
my everything.
I'll say Sharon, and you say what? Yeah.
Or not always what. It's like, yes, Thomas. So but I know what he wants. I know what he be doing. I mean, he does it to get on my nerves. Yes, like you said, even still that. But he keeps me laughing. He keeps me what I want to say, secure. He keeps my mind straight.
He keeps you
grounded. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. He keeps me grounded. And he knows what I need when I need it, and he's always right there. He always gives me, a lot of times I don't have to ask, he'll know automatically. Like for my birthday, y'all, yes, I'm giving a shout out for myself. My birthday is next week, so
she will be
65. Don't I
March
look good?
7th.
Yes.
Listen.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, he's my everything. He is my everything, and I truly would be lost without him.
Yes.
I really would.
So let's switch gears just a little bit. So when you have children, right, you have this idea of what you would like them to be or what you think they're going to be. There's a projection that you form in your head of where your children are going. Do you think, and let's just focus on me because I'm the only one here.
Right.
Where did you think I was going? And when you look at my life now, is there any trepidation in where you think it is that I am?
You want us to be honest?
Yes.
I think you are where you're supposed to be now.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I wish you had continue. I wish you would continue in your music,
Mm.
um, and full bloom in that.
Mhm.
Um, and I think you're where you're supposed to be.
But when you
To
saw
me,
me as a kid, where did you want me? What was your dream for my life as a child?
whatever your dreams were, to me, that was my thing. Whatever you guys wanted to be when you grew up, I was going to be there for you to support you. Um, I do wish we kind of probably maybe pushed you further into singing
Mm-hmm.
when you were growing up. And but then again, I thought about because we didn't like it so much.
I was about to say you didn't even like singing.
So why would I,
Yeah.
try to force you all into something that well I didn't care for too much. But I feel as though you are where you're supposed to be.
Okay.
I think you're happy. Um, you're established very well. You've managed to take care of yourself before you met Chris. You've always been
Always.
a worker,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you get that from both of us.
Mm-hmm.
You've always maintained what you had to do. You've always had that mindset, I'm going to do what I need to do. So, but I never had any in particular idea of what you should be. So,
Same thing. I never ever had any plans for you.
Mm-hmm.
I was busy trying to make it on my own, right? No, never had any plans for you. My
Mhm.
thing was I just always wanted you and your brothers and your sister to be happy in whatever you did.
Yep.
Uh, that was the key. Just letting you guys figure it out on your own
Mhm.
and be happy. If you guys ever had any questions, you could come with questions, but it wasn't like I was trying to force you or send you in a certain direction. Just trying to support as much as we could possibly, which sometimes wasn't, 'cause we weren't rich. We couldn't do a lot of stuff. I know we did a lot of outings, movies, and beach and all that kind of stuff. Uh, but as far as, even music, if you guys wanted to do something, we weren't making that much money where we could say, here's a $100 billion, go do what you want to do. We were just really trying to make it and trying to keep you guys happy and hope that you were happy, whatever decisions you guys made in your lives.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know you guys watch my podcast or you listen to it. And is there anything that you learned about me since watching it that you didn't know?
I learned a lot.
Yeah, me too.
You went through a lot,
Yeah, and didn't realize.
and we didn't realize the struggles that you've gone through. I
As
don't.
a
Go ahead. Go ahead.
as a mother, and a parent, mother, um, I kind of blame myself a little for it because I felt like you could have let me know what was really going on when you were going through, or was I not approachable where you can come and talk to me, and let me know how you felt about certain things. I felt bad because I didn't know that you went through um, the way you went through.
Well, let me say this. I'm not invalidating your feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, I've always been kind of the person where my problem is my problem and it's nobody else's, right? So
Hey.
in going through all of the things that even now that I still go through,
Mm-hmm.
um, I never, and it's something that I have to get over. I never want to feel like I'm a burden to anybody, right?
And I get that because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel the same way in certain things, especially like when your dad and I be going through. We go through it. I go through it by myself,
Yeah.
and then we just later on we'll talk about it or discuss it. But I feel like my problems, our problems is our problems.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody else's business. Well, they say mind your
Me.
business. So, but yeah,
You were about to say something too.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad that once again, it goes back to the previous conversation before this. I'm glad that you ended up happy
Mm-hmm.
because you went through. You went through a lot. You went through a whole lot. And I really had every time I hear something while I'm watching your podcast, because it's recorded, you play it back and at a later time. So therefore, I can afford to pause when I'm watching and give you a phone
Yeah.
call,
And he
right?
does. He calls
I'm
in.
like, wait a minute. I'll hit pause and
Uh-huh. Yep.
hey, I didn't know, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't really say. Well, I do say that I wish I had been there more, but there was no space to be there more. But you went through, and I'm proud of you for that.
Mhm.
I'm very proud of you for becoming the man that you are through those hard times. So many people give up.
Mm,
There are so many gay people
mm,
that commit suicide because they can't go through what you went through.
yeah.
But you never did that. And thank you.
So
Thank
speaking of gay, since you want to chance,
you.
so my dad remembers this differently,
Yes, I
right?
do.
But I will tell you the fact of the event. So I was in a relationship, and I brought this gentleman to Thanksgiving with me. And after everybody had gone, I remember my mom was in the kitchen. I believe she was cleaning up.
Yes.
And I was like, me and such are more than friends. And I didn't outright say we were in a relationship, but I was like, yeah, we're a little bit more than friends. And she was like, I kind of figured, but like, we didn't really have a whole conversation about it.
Mhm.
And then I went upstairs and I asked my dad, I said, what are you doing tomorrow? Tomorrow being that Friday. And we went to Ruby. I said, well, let's go to lunch. And we went to Ruby Tuesday that next day. And sat down with my dad at lunch and I told him, and he was like, okay. He said, the only thing I will say is your aunt was right. Talking about Aunt Lee.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it like that. Not exactly. I do remember we had lunch.
Yeah.
For some reason, I remember asking you because you told me you were gay.
Mhm.
And I remember throwing something back at you, something like, oh, what do you mean? So you're just having a little problem with the girls now or something like that. You don't remember that.
No, I don't. But I do remember you asking me to clarify, to outright say whether or not I was gay. But I want to know, because I don't think we've ever actually had the conversation of what was your thought process in knowing my truth for real. It's one thing to assume, but once I finally said it, what was your thought process behind?
My thought process behind it, and has always been, better nobody ever bother you.
Mm.
I love you. I don't care. You're my baby. You have always, and I'm going to cry again.
Sorry.
Give me a minute. Nobody better ever bother you.
Mhm.
I don't care. You're my son. I love you. I always love you. I don't care if you came home eating just a jar of peanut butter and raisins, right?
That actually sounds good though.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I love you. Nothing could ever change that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, what were your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts was, oh, he's just going through a phase.
Mm.
That's what that's one. But I never loved you any less.
Mm-hmm.
I love you even more,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like your dad. Ain't nobody better touch you.
Child, I'm crazy.
And so I'm like,
well, child.
hello, okay. So I don't care, and I'm like that with your father. Ain't nobody gonna mess with him.
Yeah.
Because I'll get you straight in a minute
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to my family,
Yeah.
my babies and my husband. Okay.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that was it for me. I was like, hey.
Okay.
Were you scared to come
Um,
out and say, "Hey,
I don't think I was afraid to tell you all. I was afraid of, and afraid is actually even the wrong word. I had to figure out how I was then going to navigate my life in a relationship and then still go to church every Sunday and try to act like I'm not in this relationship, even though my family knows. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was another layer of me trying to
put on a facade.
We've always
Yeah.
worried about people too much.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
We've
think
always worried about
yeah.
people too much.
And I think most of that was because of church.
Yeah.
We always had to worry about what people, because they knew we were in church, but I'm to the point now. I don't care what you say. I'm living my life. God knows my heart, and I have a relationship with God.
That's right.
So therefore, people gonna talk about you whether it's good or bad, no matter what you do. So you got to learn how to just live the life that you want to live and enjoy life. That's what we're here for, to enjoy it.
I will say this. I had a conversation with that some time ago now, and he was talking about his favorite scripture, one of his favorite scriptures, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. And you focus on, for God so loved the world. He loves us as we are. It doesn't specify ethnicity, it doesn't specify gender, it doesn't specify sexual orientality. Yeah. It's for God so loved the world. He loved us all enough to sacrifice his child.
And if you take it at face value, that scripture, for God so loved the world, there's another scripture that also says, for while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. It didn't matter. He died for us anyway. And there's so many things that we say is sin, but I don't necessarily believe it's sin. When you, people get funny with that.
Yeah.
And it's time that we all were the only person you really have to be truthful to is yourself. And if you're fooling yourself, you're messed up. And that is my favorite scripture, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever, and I don't care who you are, if you believe in him, the Bible says that you shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That's just what the word says. It didn't say if you're not drinking. It didn't say if you're not cussing. It didn't say if you were homosexuality, if you were a homosexual, that he didn't love you. It didn't say that if you were whatever, with all the ABCs and all of that. It didn't say. It says he loved you. That's what the Bible said. And we put whatever we want to put on it. We put God in here, in a box.
And he's not.
And that is, we're going to move on in a little bit, but what I will say about that too is it's very hypocritical for Christians, right, to say God is for everybody, but God is for everybody if you fit this mold.
Yeah.
And you say, come as you are, but come as you are
as long as you're doing what I say. Yeah.
And that's not what God is. That's not what love is.
Nope.
And I wish people would get it together, and we're not going to harp on that too long. Speaking of love, I love you guys.
Love you.
There's so much more we can talk about. There's a whole lot more that we can talk about, but I don't want to keep the people too long, as I always say. So we may have to do a part 2.
Okay.
If you guys are open to that.
Most definitely.
And we're going to move on to our next segment. I want to get you guys' honest opinion. I don't know about this story, child. I hope it's good. I kind of skimmed through it. But we're going to move on to what you said.
Okay.
And it's going to be another Am I the Asshole post off of Reddit. Now, again, if you want me to give my unsolicited advice, please make sure you are sending your messages to rtcmusic@gmail.com. That is rtcmusic@gmail.com. And I will give my 2 cents on what you said, child. But until then, we're going to go ahead and read this Am I the Asshole post. All right. So Reddit posted, this is old. Posted 9 months ago, but it's all right. It says, am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend over this? I, 23 male, broke up with my boyfriend, 25 male, of 2 years last night, and now I'm wondering if I overreacted. My cousin, 29 female, just got married to her wife, 28 female, in this beautiful ceremony. They're the first queer couple in our family to get married, and it meant a lot to me personally. Growing up, I didn't even know if I'd be allowed to be out, let alone see 2 women I love and admire stand up and be celebrated. My boyfriend, we'll call him Zach, came with me. He met most of my family before and everything seemed fine. Fine. During the reception, things got emotional. A few people gave unplanned toast and my cousin asked if I wanted to say something. I kept it short, just said how proud I was, how beautiful it was to see queer love honored like that like that. This was it. When I sat down, Zach leaned over and quietly whispered, "You know, for someone who's not even in the wedding, you're really trying to make it a moment." I thought he was joking. It gave him a look. Then he added something along the lines of, "You gonna cry again or save it for our wedding that we're never having?" Ciao.
Mm-mm.
He smirked like it was nothing. I laughed awkwardly because I didn't want to cause a scene and ruin my cousin's wedding, but it stuck with me. It didn't say anything right away. I didn't say anything right away, excuse me, because he was not because it was not the time or place. I didn't want to make the night about me or create any drama. Later, back at our hotel, I brought it up and said his comment hurt, especially since he knows how much this wedding meant to me. He brushed it off, saying, "Jesus, you're still on that? It was a joke. You were getting so happy, I thought you were going to propose." I told him I didn't think it was funny and that he took a moment that mattered to me and made me feel stupid for caring. He kept calling me sensitive and said I was overthinking everything, like always. So I told him I was done. I packed my stuff, called my friend and left. He's text since saying I made a scene out of nothing and that I chose a weird hill to die on and that I'll regret throwing away a good thing over a dumb joke. Am I the asshole? No, sir.
No.
You are not the asshole.
He was.
What do you...
Because to me, he just brushed her feelings away.
Yes. This is two men. It's
well,
two dudes.
Well, yeah. Well, he brushed his feelings, away. You know, it's like his feelings didn't matter, knowing, what it meant to him at the wedding. So, no.
Father, do you have any thoughts?
Actually, I did a DT over here.
What is a DT?
It's Donald Trump. I didn't fall asleep. I have no opinion. My listening abilities aren't what they used to be.
Okay.
So I was trying to listen, but I was sitting over here
What
thinking.
you
I was thinking about stuff in my head. I was just laughing about stuff in my head.
Red. So the gist of the story. Do you want me to reiterate the gist of the story?
Would you please?
So the gist of the story: he and his boyfriend went to a wedding. It was his cousin's wedding. It was the first queer couple to get married. His cousin got married. His cousin female married another female.
Mm-hmm.
He got up to give a toast
Mm-hmm.
because they asked him if he wanted to. When he got back to his seat, his boyfriend basically belittled him and said, "Oh, you're really emotional right now, aren't you?" And then he said, "What? I thought you were going to propose or something." But he presented it to him. Oh, it was just a joke. Where the boyfriend was like, "Wait, what are you talking about? That wasn't a joke. It was actually really insensitive." And so he's wondering if he's overreacting for breaking up with him for making a quote unquote joke.
Okay. Yeah.
You think he's an asshole? Or you think he's overreacting?
I think he's overreacting.
Okay.
Once again, we've been together this year be 46 years.
Mm-hmm.
If we did everything because overreactions, we wouldn't be together now.
Okay.
But in this story, to me, I mean, if you were listening and paying attention,
the shade, child, the shade.
He knew what that
So
wedding
you're saying
meant
we
to
can't
him.
agree on this, huh?
No, because he knew what that meant to him.
I think we're going
And
to break up over this.
Whatever. And he just brushed his feelings aside. He's like, "You stupid for acting the way."
Yeah.
No.
I agree, and especially because in context, they've only been together for 2 years, right? And he had already explained to him that it was a big deal to see the first queer people in his family.
Mm-hmm. I did hear that part. Yes, I did.
So because it was such a big deal, because it was something he never thought he would be able to see for himself, for his boyfriend to then turn around and make it seem like he was being too much in his reaction to them getting married, I would say it was not an overreaction, especially again because they're so new into it. That's as the kids call it. That was a red flag.
Okay.
He was being vulnerable in a moment that his boyfriend made him feel basically like crap for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I'm like, well, what you said, we'll just go with that.
Well, that the consensus it's 2-1. He was
Yeah.
not the asshole.
No.
So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment. And that is our what you said. That is actually our episode. And again, I greatly appreciate my parents being here on this episode. This was actually a really good conversation.
Thank you,
Thanks
son.
for having us.
Full transparency, we all took a shot before we took this.
Yes.
Before we recorded this.
But I told him, I miss a girl. What's going
on? So
I missed that section, but that's all right.
Yeah, the reason why that did not happen in this episode is because 1, I knew our conversation would go a little longer, and then 2, those are usually pop culture segments. Right. So we kind of skipped over it. But y'all will get y'all girl what's going on soon.
Mm-hmm.
And if TJ is watching this,
TJ will be watching.
Okay. Hi, TJ. I have this big cup. Every time I see TJ, he has this gigantic cup. So I feel very safe drinking.
TJ always
He
got
pulls out
something to
a
drink.
big old cup, right?
He was down in that shaking that last episode.
So that's to TJ.
The cup is for TJ. When he was here, never mind. Just know he had 2 glasses quite frequently. All right, so yeah, that is our episode. We appreciate you for watching. Appreciate you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share it with a friend, family, a stranger. Make sure y'all are listening too. You can stream it wherever you get your podcasts. Again, mine is Apple. I'm still working on that, but for now, you can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it on Amazon, or just go to rss.com and you can stream it. And again, I appreciate you for being here. And as always, take care of your mental, take care of your spirit, take care of your heart. And I will see you next time. Bye.
Deuce.